What's going on, everybody? Spunky 991 coming guys another video. Come at you guys from my Eagles Rams Week 3 preview. So rematch of the divisional playoff game last year. Eagles also played the Rams in the regular season last year as well. Eagles going into Week 3 at home, hosting the Los Angeles Rams. 2-0 in the season, trying to go to 2-0 in the season, and continuing their win streak on the Los Angeles Rams, because ever since 2017, the Eagles have largely had the Rams number, and we've played the Rams a lot since 2017 for whatever reason. But yeah, going to this game, Eagles got some good news that Dallas Goedert will be back in the lineup for this game after missing Week 2 against the Chiefs. So fingers crossed that Dallas Goedert stays healthy for here on out. Keys to victory are always simple in this game. It's always the same in this game. It starts with the trenches. Big men up front, they set the tone for the game. That's on D-line and O-line. Those guys set the tone for the game. Obviously, protecting the football is very crucial as well. All three sides of the ball, offense, special teams, defense, everybody doing their job, everybody executing, and not shooting ourselves in the leg, in the foot, whatever. No, not hurting ourselves. So that never change, no matter what game it is. Protecting that ball, not shoot yourself in the leg, foot, everybody executing. Going to this game, I have the Eagles win this game. I think the Eagles are going to win it by a score of, I will say, I think the Eagles put up 30 this game. I say 31 to 24 is what I say. I could see the Eagles possibly winning pretty handily, but I don't think that's going to be the case. I think it will be a close game. So I have the Eagles win this game by a score of 31 to 24. That's my score prediction. Just go ahead and get it out of the way. But keys to victory, like I said, are always the same. O-line has got to protect Jalen Hurts a lot better than what they did against the Chiefs. There were a couple times where Jalen Hurts took a couple of hits that we definitely don't want our quarterback taking. So O-line's definitely got to make sure that we're blocking for him better, so he has time to scan that field. Obviously, getting the running game going early. I think the Eagles can really run all over. I think they can run pretty well against this Rams D-line. So get that running game going early with Saquon Barkley, A.J. Dillon as well. Getting those guys carries early in the game and getting them going early in the game as well. That will open up things in the passing game. Obviously Dallas Goedert, returning Dallas Goedert, but also Grant Calcaterra as well at tight end. I'm hoping that this is the game that we can utilize A.J. Brown and Devontae a lot more. Neither one of those guys have really been, utilized as well as we could utilize them in the first 2 games of the season. So I'm hoping that this is a game where both A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith get more of their touches. I would love to see Meacham get, Meacham and Jahan Dotson, those guys as well, get more touches in this game. But yeah, O-line, definitely got to get that running game going early, and better protection for Jalen Hurts in the in the passing game. Now going up against this Rams defense, like I said, I do feel like I definitely do feel like we can run the ball on this Rams defense. I think we should make it a point to run on this Rams defense early. Make them have to respect the run game, which in return will allow us to exploit them in the passing game. Going to our defense, I feel, after we got Za'Darius Smith, I thought he made an impact. He made an impact immediately against the Chiefs. Definitely want to see more of him out there making plays. He had a big sack for us early in that game on Patrick Mahomes. So definitely want to see the D-line in general getting more pressure on obviously all quarterbacks, but definitely getting that pressure on Matthew Stafford. If you guys remember the divisional playoff game last year, Jalen Carter had a huge what was probably a game-saving sack on Matthew Stafford. Because Matthew Stafford had a wide open receiver. If Jalen Carter does not get to Matthew Stafford at the time, Matthew Stafford throws that ball, and it's probably a touchdown. So, but in this game, definitely get the pressure on Matthew Stafford early. Make him feel uncomfortable in that pocket all game. I'm counting on guys like Jayless Hunt, Jahad Campbell. Like I mentioned earlier, the Darius Smith, Nolan Smith, when he's on that field as well. Jeremiah Trotter Jr. I'm counting on those guys to help get more of a pass rush on Matthew Stafford this game. Take away the running game of the Rams. Definitely take away the running game. If we can do that early, then we have to we can get the pressure on Matthew Stafford in the passing game. Blake Corum, their running back, is definitely no slouch. They also use Kyron Williams a lot at running back as well. So running back as well. When it comes to their wide receivers, they have some very very good wide receivers. Devontae Adams is a veteran and one of the better receivers in the game. Puka Nacua, who is just a chain mover. Just the guy absolutely moves the chains. He is a one of those ultimate weapons that we have to make sure that he is accounted for of all time, because if you allow Puka Nacua to get behind the defense, it's going to be a long day for your defense. It's going to be a long day. Puka Nacua is one of those guys that can stretch the field, and he can make it a miserable day for your defense. Xavier Smith is another wide receiver on the Rams that also, is a guy that they have to keep him accounted for at all times, because he's also a guy that can stretch that field. Our secondary definitely is gonna have a challenge here, but I feel very confident with Quinyon Mitchell. I feel very confident with him. I feel very confident, that Quinyon Mitchell's going to go out there and hold down his own. I'm still, when it comes to that number 2 corner spot, Adoree Jackson, I'm still extremely, when it comes to him, I am still very iffy about him. I'm hoping as time goes on that he does get to the point where I feel very confident with him at that corner spot. Cooper DeJean is obviously a guy that I have a lot of confidence in the slot. He's definitely a guy that I'm very confident is going to hold down his own. But like I said, that number 2 corner spot is still a big question mark for the Eagles. That is still a position that, it's not solidified yet. We know who the number 1 guy is. We know who our slot guy is. But that number 2 spot, to me, as far as I'm concerned, it's still a open competition. I'm hoping that as the season goes on, Adoree Jackson, as he continues to play in this scheme of Vic Fangio, he continues to earn our confidence and have faith in him. But right now, that is still up in the air. But he has a good chance this week to really show us that he's up to the task, going up against a very good quarterback in Matthew Stafford, going up against 2 very good receivers at Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams, and of course, like I said, Xavier, another one as well that could. So he has a good chance to prove, to show us what he can do this week. Obviously, when it comes to the safeties, I have full confidence in Reed Blankenship. I have full confidence in Sidney Brown when he's out there. I have full confidence in the rookie and Andrew Makuba, who had a big interception against Patrick Mahomes last Sunday. When we played the Chiefs, he had a huge interception. That was kind of I guess you would say definitely was a momentum swinger in that game. It was a crucial moment in the red zone. Andrew Makuba returned it, almost had a touchdown. If it wasn't for a last effort by the Chiefs at the very end, that he would have returned that for a touchdown. So, I think as Andrew Makuba continues to get more and more experience and reps, I think he has the potential to be one of the greatest, one of the best safeties in the league. As time goes on, Kelee Ringo, still holding out hope that eventually Kelee Ringo gets it together. That was one guy I had a lot of hope for. But so far he has not measured up to what we were hoping he would be. But no, special teams. Jake Elliott played a wonderful game last week against the Chiefs. Was perfect. He looks more and more like Jake Elliott from 2017. So keep that up, Jake Elliott. Braden Mann, keep it up. Pinning the Chiefs offense back on multiple occasions. Continue doing what you're doing. But yeah, like I said, keys to victory are always the same: offense, special teams, defense. Everybody has to do their job. It starts with the big man up in the trenches, protecting that football, not committing bonehead penalties that hurts the team. That's how we win this game. Like I said earlier, I got the Eagles win this game by a score of 31-24. I don't think we're gonna blow them out. I think it will be a close game, but I think the Eagles are the better team, and I think ultimately the Eagles will get this win, and they will start their season off 3-0. So yeah, make sure, like I said, make sure we get in that. We take away the running game of the Rams. Make sure we're getting that pressure on Matthew Stafford. Let's try to force him into a couple mistakes in this game, and that could be the difference maker in between. The big difference maker in this game is trying to force turnovers on the Rams. But yeah, I swear the NFL, they love putting the Rams on our schedule, man. Since 2017, we've played this team a lot. Probably the most out of any non-division team. We've played this team more than anybody. So I don't know what it is. The NFL just loves the Eagles and Rams playing. Now, strangely enough, usually this is a late afternoon or evening game, whatever. But it's going to be a 1 o'clock game, which I'm actually excited for. Get to watch this game early and then enjoy the rest of the games after that. So I actually love the fact that it's going to be a early afternoon game. But yeah, not a whole lot more for me to say about this. I got the Eagles winning, like I said. Let's go out there and take care of business. Let's start this season off 3-0. As always, go Birds. Spunky 991 is out of here. Fly go fly. Peace.
That's all, folks.